Hi everyone. We've got a few people that are here. I can see. Clearly we have Pravan Jung on. Mumbai have to win this match by 100 runs at least, only then they will qualify. Let's not even talk about it at the moment. Very unlikely. But the historic nature of this night is very clear. It's Norman Kochnick here from Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick, who've just joined us. There are in fact two matches today, correct? Normally it's staggered, some hours between each other, but because of, I think it's more of a decision on how betting right through to one team throwing a game or losing a game for the purposes of the way they finished. To avoid that, both teams' last two games are on at the same time. I'm not late. So the reality is that you've got a situation where two teams play off at the same time. Now we know one of them is a far-fetched potential result, that is Mumbai Indians versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. You would think that it would be impossible for Mumbai to make it now. It looks as though after KKR's emphatic win yesterday, that they have sealed the fourth spot. Unless something dramatic happens, it will be Delhi Capitals versus Chennai playing off. They're in the, I think the terminology is a bit different. You have the qualifier and eliminator. There's two terms that are given. Let's just go look at that now. You have the qualifier and the eliminator. So they're the terms. Yeah, it is pretty much sadly over for five-time champions. We have to say that. So Mumbai play Sunrisers Hyderabad, and they will play in Abu Dhabi, and then Royal Challengers Bangalore play Delhi Capitals. Now, regardless of that result, Delhi Capitals should be first and play the Chennai Super Kings in the in what they will call the qualifier one. So they play qualifier one, Delhi versus Chennai, and then the qualifier one then qualifies immediately from that victory between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings, the first and second position of the table. The winner of that match will go straight through to the final, which will be on the 15th of October. The next match will be called the Eliminator, which will be between probably RCB and obviously KKR, and the winner of that plays the loser of qualifier one, which let's just say it's Delhi, Chennai, Delhi when they go through the final. Chennai is the loser. They will play the winner of the RCB match against KKR as qualified two, and then those two teams go through. So you probably already all know that, but just to be sure. And not forgetting both games are happening at the same time, but in different locations. One's in Abu Dhabi, one's in Dubai. So Sharjah is no longer being used. Well, that's not true. Sharjah is actually going to be the ground for the eliminator and the qualifier number two. And Dubai will then be the qualifier one, and the final will be there. So, yeah. And you'd think the winner of this overall tournament will come out of the Delhi Capitals Chennai Super Kings game. Even though it's not a final at that stage, they're pretty much the top two sides, undoubtedly. So, yeah, that's where we're at the moment. We'll have to go through two teams, two tosses, and two sets of tantrums. If Kane Williamson wins the toss and bats first, MI will get knocked out of the IPL. That's true. The Mumbai Indians have to actually bat first, don't they, and score 200 and get SRH out for 30 or thereabouts. That's very unlikely. That's true. That is high boring day today. Boring day today. Yeah, boring only because your team, Mumbai Indians. Oh, you never know. They might pull off a fluke. You never know. What game we're gonna watch? I probably will. I mean, I would argue, depending on the toss, it's probably more interesting to watch RCB versus Delhi Capitals. To be honest with you, Mumbai Indians versus Sunrise Hyderabad. You would expect Mumbai Indians will win and win well. Well, they better hope so. So they don't, it'll be quite a disaster. SRH versus MI is the last game we played at Abu Dhabi. That's correct. Yes, it is. But that's in this mode. In the World Cup, that will be a different story, of course. I'm assuming we'll see quite a few things go on there that relate to that ground. England have also got a new form of contract out for their players. There's a new yearly contract that they're surmising now, which will be a little bit interesting. So did you all watch the previous episodes? I'm not sure whether you did. The episode was a bit lackluster. I'm going to work out. Oh, yeah, where is it? There it is. Okay. We'll try and work out what we're doing with it there. Oh, okay, so it does go up. So what we okay. This same time double headers should actually be applicable to all last 4 matches. Okay, well, it's not going to be. If BCCI is going by logic, okay, well, let's wait and see with that. Happy that MI didn't qualify. There you go, Provincial. Are you happy, Baran? I don't think you are. Don't think you're happy at all. I'm just looking at this. Okay. All right, so let's assume that it's Delhi Capitals, Chennai, followed by Bangalore, and then KKRs in Kolkata, with Mumbai finishing on 5th, with a combination of, I would argue, well, as the table goes currently, let's look at the table. Yeah. Mumbai would probably go ahead of Punjab, and that will mean Punjab. So the finishing table would probably be Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, Kolkata, then Mumbai, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sunrisers, Hyderabad. Yes, true, but MI already knew the equations, and so what's the point of starting them together? Okay, let's leave that for that. I just think we've got a long way to go before we know anything about the last 4, that's for sure. Let's look here. I'm surprised there aren't more people interested in this. This is a rather exciting stage of the program. It's conclusive that well, we're going to have hopefully a fairly big audience for the so-called qualifier 1 and 2, the eliminator, and the so-called final. CK go into the playoffs with 3 consecutive losses. That's not good. Love your enthusiasm towards cricket. Looking forward to when you discussing the T20 World Cup. That's going to be very interesting. RB Baguna, that's going to be very interesting. RCB need to beat DC by 16 to come second. Well, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Baram, it's not going to happen. Okay. So Sharari Gayatri, either Delhi Cap and versus Chennai in final. Who got the winner and do other surprise Pakistan? Okay. MI needs to beat SRH by 100 runs to qualify. Yes, that's correct. Both very unlikely, unless one team deliberately capitulates, which is always an issue. So, Baram, I want you to come on the show if you want to, because I'm going to be back in a second. I was just going to. Got myself a meal here. All right. Yeah, Parmesan agrees with Sharari. Okay, that's good. Glad somebody agrees. Can't be all into the screen all the time. But I want to be more interactive. I'm going to bring on more people to be interactive on the show. So, DC versus CSK final. You would have to think that that's the way it would turn out. You really would. I mean, but RCB can surprise as well. Well, so could Kolkata. Don't forget Bangalore-Kolkata match will probably be a part of, I've been with a part of most day getting a new mobile phone for her, trying to work out a few things. She's a bit busy tonight, but she'll be here. She's also got the women's, some women's stuff to worry about. So, after 13 years, Delhi likely will win the, not happen. Okay, no, I think it will. They will. D versus UR, sure. Your show was very bad. My show was very bad. What do you mean? My show is very bad. Dixish got a D. What do you mean? I don't know what I'm talking about there. So at this early stage of the night, we've got another 45 minutes before the tosses are actually decided. I want CSK versus RCB in the final. I don't want DC to play at the final. Okay. Why is that? They look like they deserve it. They've been playing very well. Why wouldn't you have DC in the final? I'm going to eat and talk, guys, because I haven't eaten all day. Been running around madly. Very late here. It's 14 minutes to 2. You said my show is very bad. Now you want to know what team I support. My team, well, the Kolkata Knight Riders is my true team, but I think DC is going to win. Would prefer RCB to win so that it can sort of taste the silver. Of the gold, you mean, rather than silver. DC is the best team in the season. That's true. DC versus RC can be an interesting, we all get a new champion. That's true. We could set a victory margin in IPL history is 146 runs. So 171 seems impossible, but I think, okay, IPL is a league where impossible can become possible. That's well put. Well put. Well put. Baram, you need to come on. Gurkha Gill's busy because he's on Delhi. Which team and country? Well, I'm from Australia next year, so I favour Australia. For the World Cup, India's probably going to win that. And my team here is KKR, but I'm seeing Delhi Capitals more likely a chance to get through, to win, that is. I didn't think that I'm having dinner. Yes, I'm having dinner. So we can talk and you can talk and make questions while I'm talking. A lot of discussion about let's look for a moment at the RCB versus Delhi Capitals match, which I think is pretty significant. This is okay. So RCB need to win 3 matches in a row to win the IPL. According to me, that is pretty unlikely. Well, why is that unlikely? Why is it unlikely? You tell me why it's unlikely. Who'll be the orange cap holder in 2021? At the moment, KL Rahul's there, but he's now finished, isn't he? It might go to someone like Gaikwad or Shikhar Dhawan. I'm even pretty sure, but I think Shikhar Dhawan. I think Gaikwad. Purple cap holders is obviously Pales. The Harsham. Yeah, I think Harsham. Gaikwad's a good chance. Doesn't Shikhar Dhawan feature as well? If KL Rahul can't play, which is true. So let's look at it. The RCB side have Patakal, obviously Kohli, whereas DC have Dhawan and Pant. Interesting match. Harsham. So really, RCB, if they're going to be a force, they need to show that they can beat Delhi today. That's my thoughts. So the last 5 matches between these two teams, RCB won by 1 run in the last match, and Capitals won the last 4 before that. So, yeah, very close. Is Smith playing today? Well, I doubt that he is. I doubt that he is. Barrett maybe versus Punt and Owen. It's pretty good. Or even Padikal. You can include Padikal in it too. The bowlers might hold the key here. Harshal Patel, who's been the leading bowler. Chahal's also bowled pretty well. Avish Khan has Akshar Patel's pretty good bowling lineups, actually. Let's just imagine Gaikwad and du Plessis have at least 2 matches, I think. Serious Play will have a orange coat. Okay. Let's assume Delhi Capitals play CSK next week or next game. And Delhi win. And then RCB play KKR, RCB win. That means that CSK will play RCB. That's where those two will decide whether they play against Delhi. And some may argue that it would be nice to see RCB win, so it'll be a Delhi Capitals RCB final, which means both teams have not won and therefore great. Dexy says, your show is very, very bad. I completely new. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, Dexy. Why no using T20 World Cup? Well, they've got till the 10th to change that. Looks like Kohli is not chasing that change, which is unfortunate. Let's be honest. Okay, so at this early stage, now I still have another hour and 8 minutes to go. It was interesting to see that the women's sides have had a so-called washout or a no match. They're playing their next match, I think it's tomorrow, and then the last match on the day after. What's my BBL all-time 11? Oh, God, I'm not a big fan of the BBL, to be really honest with you. I find it very frustrating. There's no loyalty in teams. There's a lot more loyalty in teams than the Indian comp, like Kohli with Bangalore, for example. There's a lot of disloyalty in the BBL, and I find it rather lethargic. I mean, Sydney Sixers was a side I really liked, but I've gone off them as well. So player-wise, it's not the world players. You haven't got India players there, for example. KKR showed they can play really well in Sharjah. Yeah, they did. Emo's out for good. Okay. Sky and Ishan have a poor UAE leg, but usually has been good. So why you make a decision to put SKU and Ishan, but no usually? I don't know. I don't get that either. Oh, this guy's a bit of a weird character. Okay. So I'm going to flick over to the Sunrise Hyderabad. See, I'm not really too excited about Sunrise's Hyderabad playing at all because Mumbai is going to belt them. Officials at BCC. Did you see Deepak Chahar's proposing it? So that was very nice. Very pleasant, very, very pleasant situation. BCC officials election committee, including Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and Rohit Sharma, will meet tomorrow to take some important decisions for India's T20 World Cup. And that's probably the case, and they'll probably make some decisions. Chahal should be included. I think there will be some changes. I think. Yeah, I agree. So let's have a look here at the Sunrisers Hyderabad match. Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock in their swan song with Jasprit Bumrah and Rahul Chahar. Williamson and Manish Pandey, who hasn't performed well at all. And Rashid Khan, who's done well. So the SRH bowling line has been better. Mumbai Indians won the last match by 13 runs. Sunrisers won the one before that by 10 wickets. Mumbai won by match tie. Mumbai. This has been predominantly Mumbai winning, and you would think Mumbai will absolutely slaughter them today. Find that not my go-to match. The RCB Delhi Capitals has more significance because those two teams are playing in the top four, so they should be watched. Who are opening the T20? It'll be probably Rohit Sharma and Kohli, or maybe Rahul. Who'll be RCB captain next season? Oh, I think Avi de Villiers. That's who I think. Yeah, but look, let's look to the season for a moment. We've had a particularly strong, and we can judge that by the table. If you look at the table, points table, let's look at that for a minute. Delhi Capitals have played 13. This is their 14th today, and they've won 10 matches and lost 3. The most successful side so far. In fact, no one can beat their 10 matches. Chennai are already on 9, but they've had 14 matches. So Delhi could actually go to 11 today. 11 wins. It's quite a good. Australian WT20 jersey is a reminder of the KFC sponsor here. So I agree with that, technical guys. How are you? So Delhi have won 10, lost 3. Chennai so far, well, they've won 9, lost 5. RCB have won 8, lost 5, but they've got today's matches in the sleep. They can go to 9 wins as well. Kolkata scraped through, 7 wins, 7 losses. Mumbai have had 6 wins and 7 losses, and Punjab have had 6 wins and 8 losses. So at this point, Mumbai Indians will probably win, and they'll go through to be ahead of Punjab, but not ahead of Kolkata. Rajasthan Royals have 5 with 9 losses, and Sunrise Hyderabad will have potentially 11 losses today. Thank you. Okay. Has anyone won 10 matches earlier in round matches in IPL? I don't think so. I actually don't think so. Virat Kohli is the only Indian captain that has played Rishabh Pant's Delhi and not lost. That's an interesting stat. That's an interesting stat. Very interesting stat. Let's see if that happens today. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. Their arms disappeared. There's a lot of contention over this. So again, as I said, there's qualifier 1, followed by eliminator, followed by qualifier 2, then the final. Qualifier 1 at this stage is Delhi versus Chennai. Eliminator itself is Bangalore versus Kolkata. One of those two teams are out. Then they play the qualifier 2. Blues from qualifier 1, and the winner of eliminator play in that game, and then they move through to the final. RCB won the last game against DC by 1 run. Yeah, that was quite a close match, wasn't it? Certainly was. Very, very close indeed. Can RCB win today and win against KKR? And then CSK will win against DC, and DC versus RCB versus DC. Okay. CSK versus RCB finals possible. Expecting a good match today. I am too. Dekshish, I'm gonna have to block you for the output and timeout. I think Bengals will supply everyone in the W20 on these pitches. I totally agree. Very, very good point. Very, very good point indeed. Very much think that'll be the case. Let's hope they do. Let's hope they do make the final and knock out some of the bigger teams. So who have been the teams that have underperformed in this tournament? Punjab, Rajasthan, and Sunrisers, all 3 definitely. and Mumbai somewhat as well. KKR have been sort of lukewarm. They've been pretty good, but lukewarm. They've probably got enough to go through. They're probably being knocked out by Bangalore. Bangalore have been pretty good. Delhi have been very impressive, and CSK have snuck under the radar and done very well as well. CSK seem to have scored the most runs. They've scored 2, 3, 6, 8. It's more than another team. But the least against has been, well, Delhi Capitals. So, except for Mumbai, it's 1935. Okay, SRH performed very bad. DC performed the best. Absolutely. Indicative of their positions on the table, first and last. Sunrisers Hyderabad were badly captained earlier by Warner. And badly coached by some of the assistant coaches as well. So it's gone midnight here now, guys. It's an hour to go before the game starts. See the preview. So the preview for the Delhi Capitals versus RCB matches very much around RCB look to regain confidence. At least RCB lost a bit of confidence, fine-tune the combination ahead of the playoffs. Whereas Delhi Capitals, meanwhile, are short of a top 2 position spot. A bit of spotting on the fitness of Marcus Stoinis as well as Australia. Whereas Barami should be here. He's here, which is teams. We will qualify for the. Which teams will qualify in the T20 World Cup? Qualify for the final, the last 4, do you mean? Well, I've already made clear that India and England are deserving of it, and West Indies. They're the 3 that I would pick. The 4th spot could well be between a Pakistan, a Bangladesh, or maybe a New Zealand. But I don't think Australia and South Africa are going to fare at all in that. Let's talk about that later. What would be the approach of RCB today? Would they try to win from RCB, try to score second? Or would they try to play normal and just want to win these matches? Well, they've got a very big match against Delhi today. It's going to be very important for them either way. Imagine if they beat Delhi convincingly and then play Delhi the week after. Interesting. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too much of an impossibility for them to win by that much. Of course, it's a benefit for RCB to do that. Of course, it's a benefit. But they really haven't been in the top 2 all year, have they really? I mean, it's been the other 2 teams that are there now. CSK have come through quite well, actually. Faf has scored over 5 runs a season, and so are not playing. South Africa not playing the World Cup is dumb. Very dumb. Game with Paranjay, it's not just Faf. Tahir was not there. Chris Morris, you'd have to wonder whether he was worthy of the money he got paid. Yeah, there's quite a few. What has gone wrong with RCB? They've reached playoffs for the 6th time, but not won a trophy yet. It's could be a bit of a monkey on their back. Yes, a mental frustration. We'll wait and see with that one. So let's go through the so-called big picture they talk about. A botched chase against a deflated Hyderabad team on Wednesday meant RCB will not be able to finish in the top 2 this season. A result like that could prove to be an inflection point in a team's season because the difference between it finishing in the top 2 and the next 2 is so stark in the IPL. It's true. Pitch report is going to be fairly low bouncing, that's for sure. With 20 points in 13 matches, Delhi Capitals are short of a spot in the top 2. Deserved reward for their consistency during the season. There are still a few points to sort out ahead of the playoffs, including the form of Shreyas Iyer and the health of Stoinis. The latter is especially crucial for Capitals after recent evidence of faltering middle order. Okay. Like this 200 plus scores will be very unlikely in any format, I think, coming up. Yeah. Okay. Well, technically, guys, I think so. Cricket Board have lost their mind by not selecting their best 2 players, Morrison and Pelosi. Probably. Cannot wait for Puppy to get in game for West. Good squad. Yeah, I'm impressed by them too. with Jersey. The Jersey, they're great. Why is Sharjah pitch so confusing? It's just they may be underprepared. Maybe they're more geared towards the World Cup. There was never meant to be an IPL here, nor was it meant to be a World Cup as well. Very hard for these pitches to be as good as they should be. And if they're low, then they're low consistently. If they're low consistently. That means both teams will have the same low pitch. PNG lost to Scotland today, unfortunately. So that's actually one of the qualifying matches, isn't it? It's the qualifying tournament started. UAE won by 54 runs over Ireland. UAE beat Ireland. Interesting. Hello, Norman. I'm here. We'll keep it all together. From me, Kim Joyner represents South Africa. Yep. Damn, I had my money on PNG. That's not good. All right, we should start to think about these games. It's some 54 minutes away. There's some 20 minutes before the actual toss. So we'll work it this way. We'll do the tosses of one team, and then we'll move to the other. Team selections, we'll talk about both as well. Today's the best day in T20 cricket because of the doubleheader being at once. But we'll come to an end of some 55 to 56 matches today, which means effectively 26 and 27 this second leg after 29 in the first leg. Thank gosh, it's been a long, long period, I must say. RCB and MI will bat first and bang, bang, bang. Well, let's hope. Who's bang, bang, bang? Okay. Mumbai, see you in the next IPL. Bye-bye. Hanuk, you're nasty. Beral will get upset. Will Chennai change forms? The playoff opening pair, and Jadeja has only fired with that. Okay, it's going to be CSK. Are not playing today, are they? Do you know that Pakistani journalist Mohsin Ali is holding our Indian army and now earning money from Indian place to shit? Don't know anything about the technical. No idea what you're talking about. No idea. Let's just hope we have a good game here today, guys. Good set of games. Okay, so who do you think will win today's matches? And who do you think will actually be a part of the fight? As Beram's joined us.
Hi, Norman.
Hello. How are you?
Going good. Coming to the start realities of life.
Have you been crying? Have you?
Yeah, just wiped my tears and came online.
So, where are you assuming that Mumbai's out?
Yeah, practically it's out, Norman. What's required to be done is not physically possible. You can't win a T20 with 170 runs.
Yeah.
Means for that, let's say you score like 250, 260 and get the other team out at
80.
90 runs. Yeah. 80, 90 runs. So doesn't look like possible. And same with RCB. For them, getting second spot is impossible.
No, but realistically, they don't just. The table is in the right order. Delhi deserved to be first. Chennai deserved to be second. RCB third. KKR fourth. I'm pretty sure RCB will
the way the teams are going, if you ask me, Norman, I would see right now I'm seeing KKR the most strongest.
KKR?
Yeah. Because all other teams I'm seeing that they're going on a downward. DC okay, but CSK is going downward, RCB is going downwards. Whereas KKR, but it's winning 3 matches from here for KKR.
Well, today's a very important match for RCB because they can't make second position, but they can certainly return to some form. And if they can give Delhi a shake, it'll be interesting because Delhi are definitely first. They're clearly, even if they lose, they're still first.
Yeah.
Delhi might pull the bit off the throttle a little bit, but we'll see.
Delhi, even if they lose, they are on 20 points, right? Chennai is on 18.
That's right. They're first. They're first. Yeah. But I don't think Delhi wants to give RCB any positives. at all. So I don't think they're going to be taking it too easily.
It won't matter much because Delhi anyway won't be playing RCB in the playoff, right? So they might be looking to experiment so that they can have a full-fledged, maybe whatever weaklings they have right now.
If Delhi beat Chennai in qualifier 1, Delhi goes straight through the final.
Yes.
So for RCB to play them at all, they'll have to play them in the final.
Correct.
And that'll be an amazing.
If Delhi loses, it will be the second match if RCB beats KKR.
Yeah. But RCB, a final between Delhi and Bangalore would be very exciting because both teams haven't won the IPL. Have they?
Correct.
So that'll be a great one to watch. It'll be a new winner.
But honestly, if you ask me, I want RCB to win because then Virat will at least get a trophy in his name, last as a captain because we know he won't be captain anymore in the IPL. So this technically looks like the last chance he has to win the IPL as a captain.
Yeah, that's probably true. But have they got... Today's going to be a very interesting match because I think RCB need to get some momentum and they'll need it by a good win today. If they beat Delhi, it's a big deal.
Yeah. It could be a good momentum for them moving in.
But look, Delhi's not going to allow RCB to win this if they can avoid it. Delhi won't take the foot off the pedal. I don't think Delhi are going to experiment. Why would they? You really, there's nothing to gain from experimenting this late. They need to get their team unity together because literally in a few days' time.
Just one or two, like where you find the weaklings. See,
I don't think
last IPL, Mumbai Indians were a different league. Let me tell you, they easily looked like the team who could win the IPL, and they did that. Like the last IPL. This IPL, if you see all these 4 teams that have gone in, all have their plus minuses. There's no I would say this team is way above the rest. So it's a good competition.
There seems to be more discussion around the Mumbai Indians Hyderabad match than the other match, which is interesting for me because I would have thought there'd be more discussion around the Delhi versus Bangalore game because those 2 teams will qualify. And therefore, it's more interesting to see how they go. But there has been a fair bit of discussion.
I think this, people are hoping can be an upset and KKR could be out. Who knows? So, more stakes are on this match, but it's highly unlikely, Norman. Highly, highly unlikely. Many people are commenting, rubbing salt on my wounds. But, okay, I accept the facts.
Do you really?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
Come on, everybody. Let's give it to Baron. I don't feel sorry for you at all, to be honest.
This is for Mumbai Indians.
Oh, Jesus. I said at the beginning of the tournament, Delhi would win the competition. And I'm sticking to that. And now they're number 1 in the end of this 56 matches, which says something.
One and 2 have probability of winning this because for a team that is 3-4 and winning 3 matches in a row, not so much.
But I looked at the sides early on in the tournament and I saw, in fact, you want some chili on your eyes, Mr. No Name?
Chili power, okay. Oh, powder. Some salt is better.
So the balance of the teams are important, and I think Delhi's are the most balanced side throughout the whole tournament. I thought RCB did too, but they haven't done quite as well as they should. KKR are a little bit of a surprise because they look pretty ordinary in the first leg, and Chennai have been pretty consistent throughout as well. But you'd have to say at this point, Delhi...
Except for the last 3 matches, Norman. Except for the last 3 matches.
At this point in time, Delhi are the favourites to win this tournament.
At this point, I would say Delhi because I still going by the form and the team balance. I would say KKR, but winning 3 matches in a row is a big ask also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which team has won being 3rd or 4th? I think one team has won, right? Being 3rd and 4th and winning the IPL.
Are you from Lav? You're from Delhi Capitals, aren't you? DC.
I am from there. I am a part of the show. I'm not actually from DC, so I'm joining the show as a guest on the panel.
Right, you're on my WhatsApp group, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. How have you been,
How are you,
everyone?
Lav?
Good. How are you, Norman? Hey,
So
Behram, how
are you
you?
happy that
Fine.
you're a good friend of Gurkhardt, aren't you, Gil? You know Gurkhardt, aren't you?
So I don't know him personally, but I've just met him on the group itself. So not too sure about him. What does he do and everything? But I've seen him for the first time on the group. Yeah.
And you've been on. Were you with me on that episode that you weren't, were you? The episode that
No,
I had where I was on Delhi Capitals, when I predicted the third ball.
No, I wasn't there.
Warner.
This is my debut actually for DC Toli, so I wasn't there on that show.
That was simply amazing. Predicting third ball.
Well, this is not DC Dolly. This is not DC Dolly. This is Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochner.
But I was sent this link, right? Where we had to join in at 6:45.
No, you're on the wrong program.
Like a wrong call.
You've come onto Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochner. That's my program.
So sorry about that. I think I might have touched the wrong link there. I'll just go back there. Sorry about that, guys.
Enjoy the show. That's good. Nice to see you. Who's going to win today? Before you go,
I predict Delhi because for the simple reason that RCB has lost momentum towards the end, and I feel that Delhi is the team to beat this year, right?
Good stuff.
See you guys. Then hope to catch you up soon. Okay, see you. Sorry about that, guys. I'll just move to another link.
Bye.
Okay.
See you.
Nice to join, bro. That's funny.
First time. It's like calling a phone and getting a wrong number. Somebody came on show.
And the funny thing was, he thought he was on Delhi's DC Dolly. That was funny. We should have kept him going for a bit longer. We should have let him think that he's on that show.
Yeah.
And we should have said that we hate Delhi or something. That's funny. That's funny.
Maybe somebody
that's a funny comment. No love lost, I guess.
Amit Srivastava, trespasser.
Well, he's not, because I have invited Delhi Capitals fans to come on, so I have done that. So I thought that's what he was doing. That's cute.
He was a legal trespasser.
But it's funny because he was his first time on Delhi Capitals, thinking he was on and didn't realise he was on. Oh, that's funny. I find that funny.
Yeah, so where were we, Norman? Yeah, your third ball duck. No, where were we? Maybe there.
Because his face was familiar to me. I'm sure I've seen his face before. Anyway.
I never saw him before, so I had no idea.
That's all right. So, realistically, Mumbai have got no hope of winning. Well, they've got a big hope of winning this match. They should absolutely smack SRH, regardless.
What was the highest win of Mumbai? I believe Mumbai has the highest IPL win, right? Like highest ever. Are you aware?
You mean the total? Yes. You mean the total runs of one team? Yes.
Yes. How much is that?
220, I thought it was. 220.
No, but by how many runs did they win?
I don't know that offhand. I don't know the figure. Just Google it. I don't know. I don't know the figure offhand, but they are the ones. They're the ones that have it currently. But it's not as big as 170. I'm sure of that.
Amit or Prabhanjan will reply now.
Amit, maybe off. Gaming with Porto. What about RCB, CSK, and KKR fans? Well, I will bring them on too. Just relax.
This year Norman knows DC is going to win, so only DC fans. Next year he will know who's going to win, so he will get those fans.
So MI beat here we go. There we are. Mumbai Indians beat Delhi Daredevils by 146 runs and 17. I thought it was around that amount.
So now they need to beat by 171 or 172.
Well, they're playing a much worse side, you would think now.
Would be. But it's still a big. Do you see even a 1% possibility of that happening? No. First of all, Mumbai needs to win the toss, but even if let's say SRH wins the toss, logically they would bowl first, right? I don't think they will bat.
Well, if SRH are very nasty, they'll go into bat.
But that won't be in the spirit of the game, right?
I mean, it'll be interesting. Let's just wait and see if SRH win the toss, what they do. Because if they bat first, well, they're flying in the face of Mumbai Indians immediately, aren't they? But do you really think they're going to give Mumbai Indians an inch? SRH? No, they won't. Not with that.
SRH wants to win the match, right? So for winning the match, they got a better chance by bowling first.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a complicated scenario.
So they're saying if you're an SRH captain, if you win the toss, would you bat first and kill the contest, or bowl first and spice it up? Well,
it's not a question of spicing up. See, if I am Kane Williamson, for me, priority is to winning the match. That's my priority. So
exactly.
Better conditions are to bowl first to win the match.
Which means Mumbai will bat first.
Yeah.
But let's hope that Rohit Sharma goes nuts. He may even open today.
Mumbai will play. They would be okay to lose also, because there's nothing for them to lose. So they would really go for it. If they bat first, they will just go for it ridiculously.
I would love to see.
Even if they collapse, they lose. What difference it makes? No, it makes no difference.
I would love to see Rohit Sharma open. Really, you know why? Because in the World Cup he's going to be opening.
Rohit Sharma does open, right?
He does. Hang on. Who am I thinking of? He does open. Sorry, I thought no. I'm thinking. I'm saying Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw, but they're Delhi Capitals. My mistake.
Okay.
But Rohit Sharma, who will he open with? Will he open with his regular partner, or will he?
I think they'll go with Ishan Kishan only.
Yeah.
And they might get in Quinton de Kock also as a power hitter.
I think Quinton de Kock is put Chris Len in there, for God's sake. If they're really going to go for a big total, they should bring Chris Len in
for a big total, and plus even get them out quickly. So it's a double whammy.
Oh.
So they can't go relaxed or maybe have a whole team of batters. It's not like that. So maybe score 300, then yes, they get them out in 120, 130. Who knows?
So would you have de Kock in there, or would you have Ishan Kishan?
I would have both, actually. Maybe remove Surya Kumar for this match.
Sky Yadav.
Yeah, he's not performing. Or maybe remove Hardik. See, this whole season has been a big disappointment for Kieran Pollard, for Krunal Pandya, and Hardik Pandya. It has been a big disappointment. The only reason they played so many games is because of their stature, their name. If it was any other player, do you think with this performance they would have even played so many matches? That was actually the downfall of Mumbai this whole season. They go one match too late.
Ramen. It's not ramen. I'm having pasta. You want that? All right. Well, why don't Mumbai Indians start with Chris Len and put Sharma in there? Have Ishan Kishan in there, as well as
Ishan Kishan is best opening only. He plays well with the new ball. Anyway, we are now 5-6 minutes away from the tosses.
Well, there's 6 minutes. 6 minutes for tosses. Well, I wonder whether they'll toss one in front of the other.
Means?
Well, I mean, both tosses will be tossed at the same time. We know the results immediately.
Could we? I don't think they'll time it so much.
Yeah. There's still another 6 minutes to go. which match we're going to watch. If Mumbai bowl first, not bat, then I would watch the other game. Would you agree?
Yeah.
There's no point watching Mumbai Indians lose. Not lose, but be on the back foot immediately. Right.
This reminds me of that Pakistan match against Bangladesh, right? Where they had to score like 400 plus and get them out.
That's right.
And the captain comes and says also, we will score 400 plus.
So what we can do is we can watch I think the RCB versus Delhi Capitals game is more interesting because that's where two teams that are playing in the finals are playing, and it's worth having a look at how they play.
You can watch both at the same time also, Norman. Put one on your laptop.
No, I know. But Mumbai, but realistically, the RCB Delhi Capitals game is more interesting. Mumbai Indians, if they bowl first, not bat, then they know they've already lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where. All right. So
the RCB DC match also is meaningless, Norman. Like,
why is it meaningless? It's important because both those two teams are playing.
It is just a question of what form they are going to go in. Otherwise, table-wise, it's not going to change anything. DC is going to remain 1, RCB is going to remain 3. It's not going to change anything.
Oh, no, I think it has more significance.
Are you? I mean, it's impossible. See, DC is not that bad a team that RCB will beat them by 170 runs, 160 runs.
But the RCB Delhi Capitals match shows you, I think these teams will understand form. And they know that momentum and form are very important. So these two teams won't take that game lightly. I think that DC will not put their foot off the pedal because they know that within less than a week they're playing 2 or 3 games. So they need to, well, at least 2 games.
Like Sunday, right? Sunday is the first. Surprisingly, Saturday becomes a rest day. That's surprising. Tomorrow we have another. The women's match is tomorrow, right?
The second T20 and they have a third T20. So in that situation,
T20 is tomorrow.
Sorry,
the second T20 is it tomorrow?
Correct. And if say India win that, it's 7-all.
Okay.
Which 7-all.
I thought it's only 1 point for one T20.
2 points for a win, 1 for a no result.
And what about the ODI? ODI is also 2 points each.
And you get 0 for losing.
Okay. So the ODIs and T20s they have given equal weightage.
And the test as well.
The test is 4 points, right?
Oh, my apologies. You're right. It is 4. But they had a draw, so it was 2 each.
Okay.
But okay, what it's done is by not one team winning the test match, that would have smashed. If Australia won that, they would be too far in front. So it's been great that was a draw. It's kept them 7-5 going into the second match. And if India win it, they're 7-all, which is enormous.
So the final T20 will be a decider.
That makes that exciting. Makes it very, very exciting.
There's no 100 in this series.
100 game. Oh God, I hope not. It will be a hell of a battle. It will be. 8 Indian women will feature in the WBO. That's true. It's quite a few actually. It's a real pity there aren't 8 Indian men, but
the T10 teams are announced and the players are also announced. Are you following that?
The what's that?
The Abu Dhabi T10s.
T10s.
Yeah, 10-10s. Right?
Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not all that excited about that, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Not excited.
How can you watch both the matches in Australia? Are they multiple cricket channels apart from Fox Sports? Well, Fox Sports will have different channels within Foxtel that you can flick between.
Maybe they split the screen and show both the matches at the same time.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I'm very interested to see what happens between Hyderabad and Mumbai Indians, the toss, and what happens there. That's going to be a very intriguing little battle. So no one's tossed anything yet at this point.
1 minute away.
It looks like Chimera is playing for Garton in that match. That's the Delhi Capitals versus RCB match. Well, it's interesting how we're not getting any tosses from either team yet. Nothing's happened.
People are saying, I think Mumbai will score IPL's first 300 and win by 180 runs. This is exactly the kind of optimism they need. There is too much optimism.
Well, Rohit Sharma might be the one to do that.
Yeah, but provided the Mumbai bats first.
Well, there's no toss. It's now, come on, guys. You can't be delayed with your toss. Toss is due now. I'm also, but I have Indian connection, so I watch.
One of the RCB won the toss and decided to bowl. So means they are not interested at all.
Has RCB won the toss? Yes, they have. RCB won the toss and have chosen to bowl.
So they are not at all interested to try for second.
What about the Mumbai Indians one?
Nothing from there. I don't know. Surprisingly.
That's a bit unusual.
Now people will say Ambani is doing something.
So what's the story there? So that's very interesting that toss hasn't come through yet. So RCB have won the toss and elected to bowl, which is your typical way of starting.
But isn't the way of saying that they are not in looking to try to get second?
I think that they want to win the match.
It's surprising, eh? 2 minutes past the toss time and still no result on the toss.
RCB won the toss and elected to bowl.
No, I'm talking about the Mumbai match. Am I bowling? So Mumbai knocked out. So gone.
That is very, very unusual, isn't it?
Is what they decided to bowl or?
Well, RCB is unchanged. Vera has won the toss and RCB will bowl first. The pitch, he says, looks a little bit dry and he expects it to settle a little later in the game and for the ball to come onto the bat a little better. That's what Virat Kohli has said. Rishabh Pant agrees. The pitch looks a little dry. He says he would have chosen the bat had he won the toss. Well, that's what's happened, though.
Rishabh says it's dry, so he would have chosen to bat. Virat says it's dry, so he chose to bowl.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Someone's got it wrong there.
Funny, man.
What's happened to the other game?
I don't know. People here are saying that MI is bowling, but who won the toss?
Surely they've announced that. So both RCB and Delhi Capitals are unchanged. That says that they're fairly settled sides for the final, which means we won't be seeing Steve Smith. Okay? Steve Smith won't play in the finals unless there's an injury. Correct?
Yeah, but these comments are very, very funny. Virat says pitch looks a bit dry, so that's why he would like to bowl first. Whereas Rishabh Pant says the pitch looks a little dry, so he would have actually batted first.
Why haven't we got anything from the other match? That's very bizarre.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that if Virat won the match, why didn't he bat first? So he's just looking that he just wants a win. So he's happy with the third place. Or they just decided that that's impossible, even remotely impossible to do.
Well, Nothing coming up. Nothing coming
Yeah,
up about
Harsh Gupta's comment. I agree with that in a way.
what.
You're talking about why didn't they bat first?
Yes, but I'm just gobsmacked what's going on with Sunrisers Hyderabad, and there's 5 minutes past the time. Well, at least
Somebody said
is
that
it?
Mumbai is bowling. So what? Now they're saying toss time. The toss was delayed by 5 minutes. Looks like.
Who said that?
No, it's already 5 minutes. There's no. So looks like toss is either it's delayed or we are not getting any news.
But there's not even any update in the narrative either. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
They normally would have the narrative showing.
No, but what's your Norman? What's your opinion that RCB won the toss and decided to bowl? I mean, they just
That's
are
what
not
you.
interested.
That's what you should do in these games. All teams are deciding to bowl first and bat second. All teams are doing the same. Manish Pandey captain of no.
No, but why not go for a chance of coming in second and have a better chance of winning the IPL?
Can you imagine if Manish Pandey captains? That means
Yeah,
that,
Manish Pandey comes out for the toss for Sunrisers.
wow.
Mumbai win the toss and bat first.
Mumbai won the toss and elected to bat.
So who here commented that Mumbai bowl first?
So the news that Mumbai win the toss and bat first, but look, Manish Pandey comes out for the toss for Sunrise. Looks like
Kunal N. Am I knocked out? Am I bowling? I don't know why is he.
So Manish Pandey's the captain. That's an incredible sign, isn't it? What's going on there?
He just came out for the toss.
Well, he's got to be captain, then. You don't come out for the toss unless you're captain.
That's not a rule, Norman. Anybody can come out for a toss.
No, they can't. The captain tosses. What are you talking about?
Anybody can come out. Captain can send anybody for the toss. It's not.
But I've never seen a side at this level do that. Not when has that happened? I've never seen that happen. When have you tell me the last time it's happened?
Yeah, when they're losing the toss, many captains send somebody else just for the toss, so that many times it has happened.
But I don't think that's. But that's not what. No, I don't think. I don't think that's happened here.
No, but captain sending out somebody else for the toss is something which has happened many times.
Well, at least Mumbai are now going to. They've won the toss and they've decided. So Roberts has said that he calls the numbers scary and hopes his side can enjoy the game. He points out into their batting that has let them down in the UAE. Okay. Did you say that?
Yeah. Well, it's right. It's like it's something like that. Remember the Australia-South Africa match where Australia scored 430 and then South Africa came and won. So they basically said that for such a thing, you don't have a strategy or a plan. You just come out and enjoy it. That's what they did. So that's how even Mumbai Indians, they just, even if they collapse and lose, they should not think about it.
No, but so we're not getting any read on the teams for that discussion. Rowan didn't talk about teams at all. Interesting. So the Delhi Capitals and RCB are unchanged, okay?
Krunal and Piyush Chawla in for Tiwari and Jayant Yadav.
So you're talking about the okay, so
The Mumbai Indians. Kane is injured.
who's injured?
Prabhanjan is writing Kane injured.
It's a bit of a mess, actually.
So maybe better chances for Mumbai to get them out quickly with no Kane Williamson.
Like have smashed them. How could
Monday
they? Really?
says Williamson got injured last moment, so both him and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar are also out. So I think MA is working. Don't want to say the name, but no name will write. So Kane
So
Williamson.
Pandey is saying that last minute, the injury came of Williamson. Last minute. Ew.
But he's saying Williamson got injured, but Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is also out. Now why that?
Correct.
Who also has a finger injury. So see, no name wrote that.
What is that?
Troll face, no name.
Because Abani's at work.
Yeah.
I mean, he tripped him on the way up.
Yeah, the top two players in the team are out. Just I don't know why Jason Roy is not still playing. Maybe if he would have
Could
been
we
out.
be seeing a bit of a? We might be seeing a bit of a Barney's and a bit of a.
But imagine this, Norman. Kane Williamson is out. Still, they did not get Warner in. Think about that.
That says a lot, really. Warner has been dropped unceremoniously altogether. But the fact that Delhi Capitals and RCB have not changed their sides tells you that they mean business.
I'm not happy with the RCB not batting first after winning the toss. That I'm not happy with.
Why?
He should have at least tried for. I know it's far-fetched, but at least show that you are gunning for that second place. And it actually makes a difference. Coming in second means you have much more chances to win the IPL.
Okay. So Sunrisers Hyderabad's 11. Let's go through that. Jason Roy and Abhishek Sharma, because Williamson's not there. Manish Pandey's gone to number 3. Garg, Samad, Saha's dropped down to number 6 in the batting order. He's not opening. That's interesting. Then they've got Holder, Russian Khan, Nabi, Cole, Umran Malik. You know what? That's a really poor Sunrise Hyderabad side. Mumbai Indians might have a chance of doing something crazy here. You know what? There's a chance. I'll tell you what.
Only difficult bowler to 8 here looks like Umran Malik. But I think this kid can come up well, Norman. Have you seen his bowling? It's not just that he's bowling 150 plus, but his balls actually look fast. And they not just throwing hands.
What's Piyush Chawla? Is he a?
He's a spinner, basically, if I'm not wrong. He's a left-arm wrist spinner, if I'm not wrong. Playing after a long time.
The SRH side looks so weak.
I didn't even knew he's in the Mumbai Indians team.
This SRH team looks very weak, doesn't it? They've lost 2 captains in the
I don't think the Mumbai Indians can win with 170.
I'm beginning to wonder whether Mumbai Indians have got a chance here.
Yeah, win, yes, but winning by 170, I don't think so.
But look at that Sunrisers Hyderabad's batting lineup. Other than Jason Roy, there's no one really in form there.
So Piyush Chawla is a right arm leg spinner, sorry, not left arm. I think I got confused with Kuldeep Yadav, his bowling style.
Oh, the Sunrisers Hyderabad Mumbai Indians match will be an awful match. I'm pretty sure Mumbai Indians.
Actually, Mumbai Indians go through. I think KKR would be really this.
Do you really think that Williamson was injured last minute? That's pretty disturbing because that could affect his World Cup champion if he's truly injured. If he's injured enough to play, that's saying something.
Maybe there is some bigger management issues going on in the Hyderabad team.
Well, I mean, imagine if Kane Williamson just spent the dummy to play.
They are expecting too much, or their management style is something which is not going on well with the foreign captains.
I got a feeling there's something suspicious about this Williamson last minute injured. because he's about to play a World Cup. So you'd bloody
And
well
even
hope he's not.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, it's shocking if he's also expected to be a player in the Indian team.
See, looking at there's a question. Looking at Warner's form and behaviour, will Australia team drop him in the playing 11? I tell you what, they're going to have to really look at him very closely because so from captain to not playing the 11, Warner, from not playing the 11 to being captain. So Manish Pandey, it's an interesting comparison. Warner was captain of the side, and now he's not even in the squad, right? Manish Pandey was not in the team at all. Now he's captain. There's some dramatic changes going on here, aren't there? Really?
Nah, I think it's a management internal politics issue, big internal politics issue.
I've got a feeling there's something. I reckon there's something going on here regarding Williamson being injured last minute. I don't believe that because Williamson wouldn't have been. I find that he's a. And people are saying they would love to.
Do you feel he's also injured? Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Well, are they both keeping themselves for the World Cup? Who knows?
Yeah, but there's still time for the World Cup.
Chris Lynn did not get a game. Chris Lynn didn't get a game the whole season. Okay, that's a bit disappointing. Yeah.
Maybe they'll put him for the playoffs.
So Parmesan said Mumbai Indians will win the IPL. How on earth Parmesan is Mumbai Indians going to win the IPL? They have to win this match by a ridiculous score, even to have a chance again the four. And even if Mumbai Indians did do that, Baram, they're not going to win the tournament.
See, first we have to see that whether does Mumbai Indians score more than 170. That's the question. For them to win by.
You mean if they got 172
over 170? That's the
They got 172 and SRH will have 1.
Yeah. So I doubt Mumbai Indians would reach. I doubt they would even cross 200. No, 170, 180 is already pushing it.
But okay, the first thing we can say is Mumbai won the toss.
Well, at least they're going step by step. Yeah, first they won the toss. They elected to bat. Now let's see whether they score 250, 260, or maybe who knows 300.
Well, Harsh Gupta reckons that SRH team is now being purchased by Ambani.
Could be.
If that were to happen, you would see some capitulation going. Warner has played some internal politics that has dropped the SRH structure and made them take bad decisions this season. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. The season's problems start and finish with Warner, I'm afraid. How on earth is Manish Pandey become captain?
Yeah, it's surprising.
When they had Warner, Williamson, and Holder. There's even Holder there too, by the way. And for that matter, Rashid Khan as well. He's a captain. I would have had Holder play captain.
Even if they did not want any foreign players, I think Vridhiman Saha would have been a better choice.
Yeah, it's very confusing. As was said earlier, Manish Pandey. Also, Williams has an elbow injury last month. It's actually an elbow injury. They're actually saying that they're injury. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So what are they saying? They're saying
still this whole season, the Pollard and the Pandya brothers have been a big disappointment. That has been the downfall of Mumbai.
Yeah. So it's an elbow injury. So is that going to put him in doubt for the World Cup?
Still 2 weeks away.
It's long. It's not that long. And
still 20 days away. I think New Zealand's first match is on 24 or 25.
And Kumar has a finger injury.
Yeah. Did they say which finger?
No.
Amit Srivastava. So far, Mumbai's biggest win over SRH in terms of run is 40.
No, Mumbai's gone. But I would like to have seen Chris Lynn play today. So there's another 10 minutes to go. Looking at the sides, Mumbai are going to beat SRH easily. It'll be a big victory. Maybe
Either
not
they'll score big or they'll score very low. That's what I feel on.
Yeah.
If they score low, let's say in the between 80s to 120s, then SRH will win. But if they score big, or at least more than 140, I think this is a team they can defend against.
But the Mumbai Indians game, Akashdeep, Akashdeep, is that the bowler from Punjab?
Yeah.
That's Akashdeep.
I would actually prefer Avesh Khan or Harshal Patel.
They need a left-arm bowler, though, I reckon. Yeah, look, the reality is Williamson being injured is very suspicious. I'm sorry. I find that really suspicious. And very insulting on all involved in terms of... It's quite intriguing. I want to know whether Warner's actually there today. That's Arshdeep, correct. Arshdeep, not actually Arshdeep. Yeah. So Mumbai shows in the bat. They're going to open with... Is the Cock? Did I see the Cock on the side?
No.
No. Now, why is the Cock out of the last two matches? Interesting. Has he gone off to prepare himself for the World Cup, maybe? So Mumbai Indians, in their best effort to win...
I would have actually kept Quinton de Kock and Chris Lynn in for Krunal Pandya and maybe even...
But this team that they've got today has to be their best team because this is a game before the final. So they want to put their best team in to have the best chance of winning, right?
You're talking about Mumbai or RCB?
Mumbai.
Okay.
So the fact that the Cock's not playing, this was the best Mumbai Indian team they wanted to play, right? They wouldn't just leave the Cock out because of rotation or something. So what I'm saying is this would have to be what Rohit Sharma believes with his coach, and the coach, of course, is Mahal Jayawardene, would see this as the best team.
I think what they saw is like, Ishan Kishan he's an opening batsman and he's performing better. And they say if they get in Quinton de Kock, they don't want, then putting Ishan Kishan makes no sense. So let's say they get in Quinton de Kock, then where will they place him? Because then Rohit Sharma and all, then what? Make Quinton and Ishan Kishan open and Rohit comes one down? But that's
I would have left out Krunal Pandya and put either de Kock in there or Chris Lynn. Because I don't think Krunal Pandya's bowling is good enough.
Neither is batting, neither is bowling. Same with Hardik and same with Kiran. Kiran Pollard, I think, only bowled well in one match. Otherwise, none of that.
So there's no more information given.
These are actually the strength of Mumbai Indians. Kiran Pollard, Hardik Pandya. They used to actually win one or two matches every season. Each of them used to win them for Mumbai Indians with their bowling and batting performance. That never happened this season.
Yeah. Sunrise Hyderabad will be absolutely smashed. They've got no batting quality there at all, other than Jason Roy, and he can't do it on his own. They're going to be smashed today. Hopefully not by a massive result, but they'll be smashed.
Norman, every time you say smashed, the other team wins. Have you noticed that? It happened the CSK matches. It happened with the CSK matches.
No, now you're making it that I don't do it. No, that's not fair.
The RCB match also.
So what's the more interesting match to you?
Yeah, Mumbai Indians, obviously. RCB, anyway, they have decided to bowl. That match makes no sense at all now.
That was the right thing to do. What RCB should bowl first and bat second. That's
Yeah,
what
but
they
if they
should do.
bat first, they had a ridiculous chance to maybe come second in the table and have more chance to winning the IPL.
You reckon? Hang on, 12:45.
Tomorrow you're having a show, Norman, for the women's match after that, or it's on Aparna's
Yeah,
channel?
Parler's got one set up. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. RCB versus DC. It's going to be a DC CSK or a DC RCB final. KKR's not going to go any further. Going forward, MI should have looked to freshen up the squad. They can do that by parting ways with Pollard and Crynal. Definitely Crynal.
Norman, I'll take a leave.
All right, you want to go watch your game? Thanks, Param. Thank you very much.
Maybe sleep also. Had a long day today.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Take care.
Ciao,
Enjoy.
ciao. Thanks, Param.
Do like
Thanks,
and
Param, for
subscribe.
this time. See you. Have a
Bye,
good sleep.
bye.
Ciao. Yeah, it was looking rather interesting, the whole makeup there. Well, look what's going on there. Okay. RCB need to win by 100 balls to spare to come to the top two. It won't happen. But when the RCB, Mumbai Indians, Mumbai won't make fourth and RCB won't make second. I think that's pretty certain. RCB have to win the match first, and that's the biggest issue for me. So what are your thoughts, guys? Mumbai will defeat Sunrisers Hyderabad. Pretty much certain for that. And RCB, well, I'm still going to have to say DC will win that game. That's my thoughts. No. All right, guys. What are we suggesting? What are we suggesting here? Come on, give me some thoughts. Where can I watch SRH? Where can I watch that? Well, you're watching one or the other, I think, at the start. Both teams are unchanged. MI versus S2 changes. Both teams. Yep, that's correct. Excited about DC versus RCB. Would be great if both managed to get into the finals. Well, it will be an interesting final if that's what actually does happen. I agree. RCB have actually won quite a few while chasing. Okay. Oh, I think that's a fair comment. If de Villiers comes back to form, RCB can beat DC. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see whether he can do that. They're going to be batting second against Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals going to be batting first. So what games are we showing on? So look here. So you're saying, guys, none of you can see the games? Is that what you're telling me? So they've got live TV. This is on Foxtel in Australia. Bangalore versus Delhi. We've got both on channel 501. We've got the IPL Bangalore, and then 506 Hyderabad versus Mumbai. So Shikhar Dhawan is there with Glenn Maxwell's got the ball first. Glenn Maxwell's got the first over. That's interesting. In the match that we're showing the playing 11. The commentary there we have. The commentary's not there. So at this point in time, we're about to go to the first ball of the RCB Delhi Capitals match, Kohli versus Punt, and Maxwell starting the bowl for RCB. Interesting tactic. It's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Just give you that first, the RCB. So Glenn Maxwell, Australian man, former bowling the first ball to, he's bowled a wide first ball. Not a good start. All right, so and the other game, let's look at the other. So Rohit and Kishan. The first over is by Nabi. Nabi's bowled the first over. So Nabi's bowled the first over here of that match. Oh my God, it's all happening here, isn't it? Glenn Maxwell having the bowling. We wouldn't have expected that. And the other match, Nabi has come on to bowl first delivery with Rohit and Kishan. Both bowling with spinners. It looks like Nabi there with his left arm, his right arm, I should say. And Ishan Kishan has not wasted any time. He's just hit a 6. There you go. So Ishan Kishan's got a nice big fat 6 there. Look at the DC RCB, yeah, nice big 6. We have Maxwell's first over done for 3 or 4. Interesting turn of match, this one. Yeah, so what's happening there, guys? Darwin should have been in the World Cup squad, I agree. He's showing it's the 6 ball. He does very much so. Who we've got bowling here? Nabi's still on. Very sluggish, isn't it? It's very hard to watch whatever games because Darwin should have won it. No, Darwin's strike rate is very low. True. Six runs on 3 balls there from there. So Navi's Glenn Maxwell's gone for 6 off the over. Interesting state of affairs here. Shikadawa's on 6, Prithvi Shaw's on 3. We've got ourselves after 1 over 10 runs. And then Mumbai Indians is 1 over 8 runs. So, yeah, we're not going to see him in Jamaica. And is Kohli overrated? No, he's not overrated. He's certainly worth every cent he's worth. You need a heck. I know Banston boys here. Hello. I know I should get a haircut. The reality is that there's nothing open. On Monday, I've got myself booked in. I've got to book in my local barber for a haircut and shave. So Monday afternoon, I'll be clean shaven. Wait for it. Master Boy, you want to come on? Do you want to come on the show and have a chat? Comment whether you do. Very hard to watch 2 games at once. How do you watch both matches at the same time? It's a great question. I'm struggling. I can do it though because I've got 2 Foxtels going. Both have had pretty good opening overs. Ishant Kishan looks in form to me. Don't think for a minute that he's not. Both overs going pretty solidly. None for 14. We've got Cole there. Historic moment for the first time watching the 12-year-old match at the same time. It's pretty hard. Can't today, but I hope to be back soon. All the Ashes, I'm sure Richard will be there for that. But the World Cup is up to you. I watched the matches together on the final APL season. Oh my God. Oh Jesus! I'll tell you what. Ishant Kishan looks like he's means business today. Very much so. So the permutations, as we said, Delhi Capitals, number 1, as I've said from the beginning. 2 will be Chennai Super Kings. 3rd will be RCB. 4th will be KKR. Mumbai will come to 5th. Even if they win their game handsomely, they can't go any further than that. The net run rate will kill them. But Kishan's giving it a nice little shake there. And Delhi seems to, it's a nice shot. Ishant Kishan is certainly blasting away there. Hitting some very good shots. Rohit Sharma's on 1 after 3, but Ishant Kishan's 15 after 6 balls. He's just belted crazily. He looks fantastic. 15 off 6 balls. It's a strike rate of 250. 2 fours and 6 in his 6 balls. MI look like 225 plus. Don't look at the career strike rate. Darwin is better working on it. Look at SR this season. Yeah, exactly. Ishant Kishan is on absolute bloody fire. He's 19 from what is 7 balls. This is quite something. He's been given a license to kill. And I'll tell you what, they've got a player there. They've got a player there. They'll lose to win and come in top 4. Oh, you never know. If they keep batting like this, they don't lose any wickets. "19 off 7 balls. Pretty good effort. Comes with another 4. It's gone to 23 off 8 balls. 4 fours and 6. Strike rate of 287. Whoa. Tell you what, Mr. Ishant Kishan, he keeps going at this strike rate. Oh my gosh. Haven't helped them. Heaven help them. Back in form, mate. Who? Mumbai or the individual? Still hurling, but they're playing against an absolute rubbish side. What sort of bowling attack is this? You've got Cole and this other Nabi. They're not bowling well at all. He's right. Dot 4, 4, 4, 4, 2. That's pretty hot. 25 off 9 balls. Strike rate of 277. Whoa. I would have kept it going. Nabi looks very, very ordinary with his bowling, to be honest with you. Rohit's facing. Kishan is 25 off 9 balls. Sean was just dispatched to 4 with grades of ease. They're going on pretty well here. 30 off 2.1 overs. Looking a little bit ominous. They could be 120, 140 by the time there is 10 overs, which will mean that they could get 200. But then that's not the problem. The 200 runs they get is not the problem. It's getting SRH out for less than 30 or 40. I'll tell you what, they've got a pretty ordinary batting side, so it could be possible. Haven't got the depth of nothing there. Oh my God, Ishan Kishan is really going for it. He's now 30 off 11 balls, striking at 272. You're killing it. On the side for Gaga, yeah, a little bit. If Ishan Kishan can continue this, they'll get more runs. But then they have to get out SH really cheaply. I can see good old Tendulkar's there watching on. Not sure that he's going to come out and play. Not looking good. He smacks that. It's just gross contempt. 34 from 12. 6 sixes and a 4. 35 from 12. 34 from 12. Strike rate of 283. It really hits it. Run rate of 13. Keep this up. Well, at 260. Haven't got many viewers on today. Fastest 50 in this season, it will be, yes. Not a single over without 2 boundaries yet. Okay. Oh, kind of close to catch. Tried to hit Jason Holder and succeeded. I guess Mumbai have got nothing to lose. They can afford to go for it. Very impressive. Nope, let's stop the 4 there. Interesting to see what happens there. So, MI will lose to score 100 in power play. And to win, you mean? Okay. Fastest 50 of IPL belongs to KL with 14 balls. Wow. Kishan won't get that. So Holder's coming in. Great shot. It's gone for 2 at least. I'm impressed with Ishan Kishan, I'm telling you. You're often going faster than T20 is 12 balls. With Uraf and Gale, I've seen both of them score them actually. Just going to get a drink, guys. Just give me a second. Keep watching. Showing the ball going into the crowd. Ishan Kishan is just, the ball's gone so high. Amazing. Delhi Cap was an run for 30 after 33.3 as well. Not quite as fast as the others. With Shaw on 12 and Chickadale on 15. More conservative looking. George Garton and Glenn Maxwell has gone for 250. Bob on his first over. None for 55 at 3.4. This is an enormous performance here. Ishan Kishan's strike rate is 300. 300. It's pretty phenomenal. Another great shot. He's really given it some still. Oh, Jesus. He's batting like a real champion. 46 off 15 here. Amazing. None for 59 off 3.5. Complete clarity in Ishan Kishan. Wow, he's a champion. 6-6 abroad and 20 international. That's right. I remember that. I remember that. Another full toss, another 4. There's his 50 off 16 balls. Magnificent. 50 off 16 balls, not bad. 16 balls, actually, not 15. None for 63 after 4 overs. They keep this up, they'll get 300. Oh, 60. We'll score 300 on a T20 match. Oh, God. Then to win by 170 is very possible. Oh, boy. They have to keep going, though. They have to keep going. Amazing. Run rate at 15.75. I'm a Mumbai Indians fan. I'm a day. Well, you're showing that now because they're doing well at this moment. I'll keep reminding you that. Umran Malik's coming on. If he lets loose at 150 Ks, it could be interesting. Well, he's got himself a dot ball there. Not often you see Rohit Sharma. You hate. Well, Maxi's bowling a third. He's third. And did you see that? No, that's very unusual. It is true. It is very true. You hate Mumbai? Okay, fixing for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, if they keep going. The fact that Williamson didn't play worries me. No end. Parmesan, they have got players, they play good cricket, yes. It's the Ambani factor, you reckon, maybe. What's going on there? Beautiful shot by leg glance, beautiful leg glance. But they always win. DC at 45 and 5 overs, yeah? Okay. It's hard to keep up. So up for 68 off 4.3. If it can continue on there, they're in for 260 plus total. Maybe even extreme 300. Well, he's a good captain. So the fastest 50, Ishan Kishan in this RPL. He said another ball. Looks like that's also gone to the boundary as well. Jesus. He is motoring. .72 of 4.4. He has great talent. Kishan is great. He is thrashing Malik. He's got his pace worked out really well. Strike rate of 318. Like a one-handed shot there, and it looks like it's gone for 4, has it? No, it's not. It's gone for 2 at least. Well, the way that Ishan's going after under 5 hours, he's got 50. He should get 100. But then he could get 200. Break Rawson's record. Most valuable players so far: KL Rahul is ahead of Pash Patel, Javek Jadeja, Duplessis, Gaikwad. Interesting how none of the. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We go. This is why we watch IPL for the excitement it brings. It's true. Munchie's joined us. We had Barnstable before. Wrong game being shown in the UK. In my own one looks way better. Well, they're on there. And Foxtel here in Australia, they're both on. Incredible shots from Ishan Kishan. He just is going for it. They're none for 78 off. None for 78 off 5. Ishan Kishan on 60 off 19 balls. 10 4s and 2 6s. So none for 78 off 5. If they keep going this way, 40, 50, they'll get 300. They get 312. They get 312. They keep going this way, they get 312, which having a hamstring on in front means they've got to get SRH under 130, which is very plausible. If MI scored 250 and if SRH got 80, then MI qualify. Or even 300 the way they're going and they get 120, they'll still qualify. It's going to be interesting. Rashid Khan could bring us all back onto down to earth. 300s on the cards. They keep banging their way up. 300s on the cards. Russian Khan's a key. He can certainly take wickets, can also stop the run rate. Okay. Interesting little period, this. Again, he's taken a hold of the man back there in the field this time. So he's only got himself a single. So in this season, Rahul has hit 30, Maxwell 21, Gaikwad 20, Duplessis 20, and to the last time. Oops. Has that gone all the way? Looks like Rohit Sharma is out. He stopped a bit, right? He tried, yeah. Inevitable that Rohit Sharma would probably. He tried to clip him. It went very, very high. They need not to lose any wickets, but they have. Okay. Rashid Khan, again, time and time again. Hardik Pandya has come out at first drop now. Interesting. Let's see if we see some fireworks from him. It's too late now. I think that it is. Hardik Pandya can bat. Ishan Kishan's the key as well. Yeah, it was 2 offside for the play shot. Rashid Khan is the key. Hardik Pandya has played 92 matches and scored 1,466 runs. A couple of 50s. He's probably batted too late down the order to be a consistent performance. Good thinking, sending Hardik through. Well, if he works, yes. Ishan Kishan's on 63. We'll probably get a century. He keeps going. And very soon there's a timeout here. Oh, the dreaded timeout. Not something that I'm a fan of, guys. You know that. It's awful. Let's see if the timeout works for the other game. Another match. The on 56, Shaw's on 25 and Darwin on the balance. SRH is bowling. So Darwin's on 27, 6 Shaw's on 25, none for 56. Yeah, it's a hard press. That's what. Which other match are you watching? Munchie was talking earlier, wasn't he? Munchie, rank game brings from. Yeah, I can't be any of that. I'm watching it now, and then on 57, Delhi Capitals. Shaw's on 25 and Darwin's on 28, and SRH is bowling. Steady as she goes, 57 off 6.3, going rather steadily. Oh, there's a bit of bounce there from SRH. SRH is bowling very well. SRH is bowling very well. For RCB. Pretty sure looks pretty good. Let's watch the other match. It's not the third should be up there now. Matthew Hayden's having a chat. Lakshman Shivarava Krishna. And we've got, I think there's a Zimbabwean player. Nick Knight. Danny Morrison. Be wise, sanitize. We know that. We know we need to sanitize. That break won't do him any good. He won't like that break. Scores 18, 16, 16, 10, 3. 18, 16, 16, 10, 3 is what Ishang Shan scored. He scored a 50 odd as well. No. Oh, slashed over the top. Most audacious shot. 67 or 24. That's amazing, man. Umran Malik is suffering big time. Really throwing the bat. Amazing shot. RCB have the worst record in taking wickets in the power play. They have taken only 1 wicket in 10 games. That's pretty bad. Thanks, Army. Oh, Ishang Shan's gone again. It's on the gap. Brilliant performance. So, the dream team has been selected. Bumrah, Holder, Kishan, Rashid Khan, Jason Roy, Sky, Kumar, Nathan Cornell, Manish Pandey, Pollard Nation. I don't know what Manish Pandey is doing in there, to be honest. And Sky as well. I think Punty's only faced 2 balls that it's like Ishan Michelle wants to strike and he's going to keep it. Mumbai got no hope. They have no hope. Munchie Provision, DC versus SB is on Sky here. Okay. But the other games, Mumbai's on Foxtel. And a beautiful, oh my God, a fantastic lofted straight drive by Ishan Kishan. He moves on to 74 of 26 deliveries. And not even the 7th, he's 74 and they're still in the 7th over. He get 200. Oh, that magnificent shot. He really got a hold of that. Magnificent shot. Beautiful. $75 off 27 deliveries. This is amazing. When I was talking to Paul Allen, hardest you drop from also comes where he can't bowl. That's true. It's a very good point. Plenty of dancing going on here. So some partying going on later. Very sluggish. Can score 325 with this run rate. They can. It'd be quite incredible if they do. Well, they're 1 for 96 off 7 overs. Now Rashid Khan is bowled 1 over for 5. No, I'm not sure it's 1 over for 5. Or can't see the stats there clearly. Rashid Khan, here we go. And Ishan Kishan is hit him out of the ground by a country mile. Oh my God, this is a phenomenal innings. DC at 60 after 8 overs, okay. While we're talking to Tom Moody, who's been awful. One for 102 on the 7th in the 8th over, which is not finished. Amazing. He tried to do it again, didn't quite get on the second time. Ishan Kishan was on his way to 100. Let's hope he gets it. 81 was the fastest 100 IPL is 37 balls. He's in with a chance here. With a big chance. He's got to get in, say, 7 balls. Ishan Kishan can get the fastest 100. Let's see whether he can. Not quite. 83 off 30, so he's got 6 balls to get 17 runs. So 83 after 7.4 overs, he could get 100 and under 10 overs. and 220. One for 111 after 7.5 overs. That's quite incredible. Amazing. Not a good shot there from Hardik Pandya. After 8 overs, they're 112. 8 overs, 112. It's phenomenal burn. Luxman sitting there with Trevor Bales. So Delhi Capitals are also motoring their 8.5 overs to 76. And in that match, Shikhar Dhawan's on 38 off 29 and Prithvi Shaw's on 33. It's a very solid opening partnership there of 76. Whereas this game is 1 for 112. Dave will play as a personal substitute. You reckon? For who? Highest ever individual score for Mumbai innings is 104 Majaya Surya Kishan, looking good to break the record as well. Yep. So why? It was a shocker. So 114 is the biggest by Jaya Surya. Okay. Let's see him get this. Hardik Pandya was getting a single and getting Kishan on strike. The steadiness of Dhawan and Smith, or Shaw, I should say. Very ambitious as shots we're making there. So yeah, the highest ever. Okay. Kishan needs 17 off 5 to break the fastest at 100. Well, we'll wait and see that. Off 6, actually. Amit Shah, 104 metre 6 by Kishan. Oh. It's gone more upward than down. Is it? Oh. Hardik out for 10. $213, bit of a drop there. Yeah, it's looking pretty ordinary. Pollard has to go. That's it. It's worth watching. Okay, let's just see the stories there. Just congratulating someone on a big achievement. Yeah, it's a bit of a... So, Kishan should play ahead of unfit Harding and ball. Yeah. Okay, so we've posted all those there. We'll start to now. Two for 123. Amazing. Didn't quite get a hold of it. DC, none for 88 of 10. They're looking very strong too, to be honest with you. So, Ishan Kishan on 83 off 30 balls. Let's see if he can pull it off this over. Mumbai. A single. Kieran Pollard's considerably, Moormans will hit, very likely to hit 124 after 9. Amazing. Normally a double, it's 248. This is a T20 match, by the way, not a test match, in terms of from how it's scored. Oh boy. It's win of the 10th over now, 124 is the total. Considers go to 250 plus, which is an incredible total. Well, Malik's taken Kishan on 84. Good thing he's not happy with himself. And Warner's there stupidly waving the flag. Oh my God. Yep, that's just about put paid to them getting a really, really big score. Depending on the big score, yes, but not a really, really big score. All right, guys. Sky Kuma's coming in. I might switch back over to the other match now that I've seen those two openers going for it. So the Bangalore Delhi match, you've got 1 for 93, short on 41, and punt on 4 off 1 ball. Rishabh's coming in at first drop. Interesting. Marshall tells him, oh, he's a punt. Looking quite ordinary, is he? Bang, same balls. All right. It is his 30th wicket this season. So Harshal Patel gets Darwin in his 30th wicket in the season. It's fantastic. Bowled really well. Bowled of the tournament, quite frankly, isn't it? Look, the top 4 is going to be Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. Mumbai won't do it unless there's some dramatic change of events in the batting of SRH, which is possible. Very static number of people watching. Oops, a big shot there by Shaw. Of course, gone for 6. Scores 40 out of 30. Both his scores of more than 200. Safari suit there, for sure. All right, guys, I think I might leave it at that tonight. We'll talk to each other before the first qualifier, which will be between Delhi and Chennai, unless something dramatic happens. Then the eliminator will be between RCB and KKR, and then we'll go to the qualifier 2, and then the final, with the women's game also coming on. So all the best, guys. It's now 1:55 in the morning, and I'm going to bed. So good night, guys. All the best. Join me tomorrow.